In 1790, one of the most important documents in the history of conservatism was published, Edmund Burke's Reflections on the Revolution in France. Burke criticised the revolutionaries for their focus on pompous, high-minded abstractions instead of practical measures to help actual people. Well, now the tables are turned. It's the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, who's wandering around the world, issuing high-minded proclamations, while the yellow vest revolutionaries on the streets of Paris are intensely practical. As one of the protesters pithily put it, "We are overtaxed, but at the Élysée," that's the president's residence, "they spend $10,000 a month on the hairdresser." I don't know if President Macron's haircut is worth, what's $11,000 a month, but the style he really should have is that of the original, out-of-touch French elitist Marie Antoinette. When told that the people couldn't afford bread, she famously said, "Let them eat cake." Guess what Macron said when French workers complained that his new gas tax meant they couldn't afford to get to work? He told them to carpool. What's going on in France is part of a worldwide populist uprising in the UK, in Germany, in Italy, in Eastern Europe, in Brazil, and of course here in America with Donald Trump's election. And support for Bernie Sanders, let's remember. Working people are saying they've had enough of decades of elitist policies like uncontrolled immigration that help those at the top but hurt everyone else. But there's something else going on too, the elitist fight back. In Britain, they're about to overturn Brexit. In Italy, the new populist government is about to have its budget rejected by the EU. And of course, here in America, the establishment is doing everything it can to get Donald Trump out of office before the next election. Well, here's the takeaway from the chaos in France. If the elitist idiots think that Trump, Brexit, and all these other populist movements are some kind of aberration and they can soon get back to business as usual, forget it. You can't treat working people with contempt and expect no consequences. There's a reason this show is called The Next Revolution. If the establishment overturn the Brexit vote or the 2016 presidential vote or any other of these votes, people are not going to passively take it. The revolution will continue. People will be on the streets. And no, President Macron, they won't get there in a carpool. Tell me what you think of that at Steve Hilton X and at NextRevFNC.